Dude, they're comparing. Okay, check this out. They're comparing between 720 and 1080p.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Nerd Cassette Podcast. I am Gato.
And I'm Gabe.
And today we are going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, which Nintendo just did the announcement earlier this week. For you, it'll be, I guess, a week and a half later. But lots of thoughts on this. I wasn't expecting a Nintendo Switch 2 announcement, and that might have been my own ignorance, but caught me by surprise. And there are things I like, things I don't like. So yeah, Gabe, did you say that you did hear about it, or is this news?
I just
to you?
barely. This is news to me. The only thing I saw about the Switch 2 is the controversial pricing.
Just the controversial.
That's really all I know about it. It's the price.
Okay.
I saw a certain number that made my eyes go big.
Oh well, yeah. We're gonna talk about this. But do you have a Switch?
I don't, and I don't think I've ever owned a Nintendo. Oh no, Game Boy Advance.
Wait, you never even had a Nintendo 64?
Nope.
Dude,
I was a PlayStation guy. No, I was actually. Well, before the N64, right? It was the NES.
Okay.
And I was the Sega guy, the Sega Master System.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sega. I mean, did you have a Dreamcast?
No, that's the thing. It was Sega, and then went to PlayStation.
Okay. All right.
Quickly converted to PlayStation.
I've never had a PlayStation before. I've only played games from the PlayStation, and I watch gameplay of PlayStation games, like we've talked about before, like Last of Us and Detroit Become Human. If you guys want to hear us talk about those games, click somewhere around here, maybe somewhere in the corner of the video. You'll see a little link, and you can go watch us talk about those games. Because
yes, Last of Us 2 apparently is coming out.
Oh yeah,
the reviews are out for Last of Us 2, so I'm excited to see that.
What did the reviews say? I haven't seen anything.
IGN. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. And it comes out this Sunday, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so by the time you guys are listening... Oh, wait, no. I got my days mixed up. For some reason, I'm thinking today's Friday. It's not Friday.
Oh.
We upload on Friday.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Okay, so it's coming out in a week. So yeah, I'm excited for The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, I loved season 1. I love the game. You love the game. So
it's an amazing game.
We will
play it, people.
Yes, we will talk about that as they come out as well. But anyway, so going back to Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so something that I think it's a little interesting. Nintendo hasn't really been one to release consoles that are just like Nintendo 2. Like we didn't get like Super Nintendo 2, Super Nintendo 3. Like it really was just like NES or Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii. What was the
Wii U?
The Wii U. Oh, okay. I guess that's a sort of a sequel to the Wii,
which is probably the prequel to the Switch.
It is.
That one had a screen, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was the first console that was supposed to go handheld.
Yeah.
But even with that, Nintendo's just not want to release a number 2 or 3 or 4 like PlayStation did. Which I'm interested to see.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Because PlayStation, it's just PlayStation, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, this is their first sequel to a second gen of their console, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I think it's
Wow.
really interesting because they've never done that before. Um, and I was curious to know what they were gonna do with the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, we knew that it was gonna come out, um, and it's coming out. I think it's later this month, or maybe it's in May, but I think it's April. Except in the U.S., I think there's something going on that you can't pre-order it at the moment. So hopefully that'll change soon. Um, but you're right, the pricing's off.
Yeah, tell me all about that, because I
Okay,
don't know what's going on.
okay. I have mixed feelings about this because the pricing for the Nintendo Switch 1 when it came out was like $400 or less.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I think even at Costco it was like $320. So I think it must have been like 350. And that usually
Mm.
comes with like one or two games. You get your Joy Cons and everything. The Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna come out at 450 or 449.99, which I mean it's a pretty big jump, I think, as
Wow.
far as consoles go. Uh, Considering inflation, all of that. Sure, I can see like a price increase a little bit, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it does feel like a big jump. Um,
Usually, because I remember the Switch, like the Nintendo was the more affordable console, right? Of
exactly.
the three.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Nintendo.
now it's right up there with the the big boys.
But the thing is, like, is the value gonna give you the same thing that the big boys are gonna give you? I mean, Nintendo's always been more of a hey, play with your friends, and it keeps it pretty casual, with the
Yeah,
Super
right?
Mario games,
Yeah.
Mario Kart, all that stuff. Whereas I feel like PlayStation and Xbox focuses more on like shooter games and more like the graphics and the
Yeah.
realism.
Fidelity.
Yeah. Um, but now the Switch 2 is coming up at this huge price. And then the controversial thing with the pricing is that they're selling digital games for $80 and physical games for $90.
Oh, what?
And I am,
The physical is more
yeah,
expensive?
which I mean,
I
sure.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Materials.
the digital shouldn't be that expensive. I mean, you can still buy games for $40, $50 digital and, cartridge games for the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and like I've seen the games that they're coming out with. I mean, they showcased what was it? Mario Kart World Tour, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It looks like they showed
yeah, so there's a new
uh
Mario Kart coming out.
they
They're making
have,
it
I think they
bigger.
showed that. I don't know what that is. Is that the new Zelda game?
It's the same Zelda we had before.
Oh, okay.
They are coming out with a new Zelda, but it's not Zelda. It's the battle one. I forget what it's called because I never played it. Um,
Okay.
but it's a different version of the Zelda game that's coming out for it. Uh, so yeah, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, I think was one of the games, and like again, those games don't look any better than the first ones do. At least not enough to make like such a big difference.
Dude, they're comparing. Okay, check this out. They're comparing between 720 and 1080p.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. I mean, I get it because it's a small screen, right? But it's
So
funny that we're yeah, I found it funny we're comparing 720 with 1080p at this time.
uh so they have to go to 1080p because they're increasing the size of the screen to a 7.9-inch screen. So the console itself is going to be bigger, which I'm
Mm.
excited for. The Joy Cons are going to be bigger, which I think that's great because
Oh, okay.
playing Mario Kart or any other games with the little tiny Switch controllers are so small. Sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like my fingers just kind of crunch a
Cramp up.
little, yeah, a little too much. So I'm excited for the bigger Joy Cons.
I thought that
The
was the appeal, that it was small because it was portable. For me, I'm never having touched or played the Switch, as an owner of it.
Mhm.
I always thought, wow, the portability of how small the Joy Cons are. Like, it's an amazing point to have about the Switch. But apparently, have people complained about how small they are, or is
I
that like a
mean, I
point of
guess
contention?
yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, not
Uh,
everyone. I think I have just friends with big hands, and they blame losing Mario Kart to their big fat fingers.
okay, okay, all
um,
right.
I mean, a bigger screen is always nice. I think it's a good size. I don't think they're going too big, so I appreciate that. Um, so they're going bigger. Screen resolution is
Looks like
going up. I still feel like they could have
frame
gone
rate 120.
higher.
That
Yeah,
looks good.
frame rate 220. Um, they're also increasing the storage, so now we're gonna get 256 gigabytes.
Oh,
Um,
256? Okay.
yeah, which
Isn't that I thought it was included I thought it was like an SD card, isn't it?
so there's an SD card slot. Um, the original Switch does have an SD card slot as well, but
Yeah.
the memory I think it was
The
only
internal?
64. Yeah, the internal was only like
Ah,
64.
I see.
So you couldn't really fit that many games. Um, with the higher resolution now, and with the newer games that have, higher resolution as well, games are
Okay.
not going to be as small. So therefore, they needed to have more storage, which again, you're still not going to be able to have a lot of games. I think I saw Marquez Brownlee show his Switch 2 because he
Okay.
got to test it, and I guess he has one up because it's Marquez Brownlee. Um, and I think he said he can only fit 3 games, and that's it.
Still.
So, but 3 games and 256 gigs.
I'm
I don't know.
surprised we're still in gig land though.
You think we
We
should
should be
be
in
higher?
terabytes by now.
Is that how
At least 1
big?
terabyte. Yeah.
You mean for storage or for games?
Yeah, for storage.
I agree. I mean, our phones are also like half a terabyte these days.
Yeah, right?
Um,
I guess iPhone was like 512, right? I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm probably thinking of SSDs. PC storage, we're in the terabyte land.
well,
But I guess
yeah.
yeah.
But again, like when you're a gamer or even like social media people, you still want a lot of storage because videos take a lot of space. Gamers have
Yeah.
all these games that they also have to like install, uninstall if they want to play something else because the games take up so much storage. But again, we're talking about games with graphics that are like hyper realistic. And
Yeah.
when it
That
comes to
makes
the
sense.
Switch, I feel like the look is still the same. It's not like they're going with hyper realistic games,
Yeah.
but I don't know though. I don't know if they have a plan to do that. Not yet.
Wait a second. I'm just seeing this right now. Mouse controls?
Oh yeah. That's right.
What is this?
Yeah, so I guess they are also going to have some games that you're going to be able to play like a mouse. And so yeah, the Joy-Cons have a sensor in the middle, just kind of like, your mouse control. Um,
Wow.
so that'll be interesting. They say that you can use that even like on your jeans, and it should work pretty well. Um,
Okay. All right.
so we'll
That's
see how
that's
those
an
games
interesting
work.
selling point. Okay.
hmm Now,
And this is like coming from like the marketing. It's like, yo,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
use
yeah,
a mouse on your jeans.
yeah, on your pants and stuff like that. Um, the other interesting thing about the Joy Cons, and this is something that I'm not sure how I feel about, is instead of like sliding in and out, they'll have magnets. So
Oh
you
yeah.
should be able to just like plug them in. And I think the video, yep, there you go. So they just plug in, and the
Snap in
magnets are
place.
pretty strong. Like you
Yeah.
can't
It
just
looks like they are.
it locks in, and there's a little button that you push, and then that releases the magnet.
Ah, okay.
So the issue I see with this is that because it's a magnet now, there is a little, I don't know what to call it, like a little tongue, I guess.
Yeah. That little
There's a name for it.
notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that thing is sticking out, and then it just goes into the Switch. It's really big, and I think a lot of them are gonna break. It looks,
You mean the notch or the controller?
the controller.
Like
So-
it'll snap at the notch.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
see.
think
Oh,
that
I see
I
what you
think
mean.
that after, like, plenty of usage and taking them on and off, or with enough force, I think it'll it could break or snap. But
I see.
I guess I'll have to see it in person before I can actually judge it. But from what I've seen, I don't know how I feel about it. It's a bit of a con for me.
That takes the joy, right, out of the con.
Yeah.
That con takes the joy out. Okay. Interesting.
I don't know. I feel like we're sacrificing the quality of a good sturdy controller on the Switch for comfort of speed, which I don't think you're saving that much time by being able to magnetize it in rather than just like sliding it in and out. That's my opinion, though.
Oh, what's this water bottle you have here?
This is a water bottle that I got from the YouTube Creators Collective.
Wow.
A little event that they're holding in every single state to get creators together, and it was a fun time. And they give
Yeah, I
some,
saw your reels, man. It looks like it was fun.
they give us some free bottles. So thank
swag.
you, YouTube. Thank you for acknowledging us.
Nice, nice.
Small creators.
What was that thing you ate, by the way?
Oysters.
Was that oysters? Okay.
I had oysters for the first time. I'm gonna. Yeah, you saw that video, right?
Yeah, yep.
Do I have it here? Yeah. Let's see if. Yeah, so they had this this table with a bunch of oysters. I'd never had an oyster in my life, and this is a really fancy restaurant. So I was like, "It's free.
What'd you think?
I'm gonna try it." And I had no idea that there's a whole thing to it. You have to like
The spoon and yeah.
you get
Yep.
the spoon and you kind of like dig it out, and then you eat that, and then you have to like you put the shell on a different plate and the spoon on a different plate. I don't know.
Like you don't have to eat it with the spoon. You could just do that.
I don't know that I could do
tipping,
this
yeah.
one. It seemed pretty stuck.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Again, it's my first time. It wasn't fishy.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The texture was not what I expected. It wasn't,
Gooey.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It was.
Is it like it's like mussel?
I don't know that I've had mussel before.
It's kind of the same, at least in my mind, the same texture. You know that you know what mussels are, right? Where
Yeah.
you break it open, it has a yellow thing inside.
Yeah. Maybe.
Except not as it's a little more gooey than that, I think.
I think I guess I expected it to be a little bit more like chewy. And it wasn't.
Ah, okay.
It was
Okay.
not. So, and it tasted really good. I don't know if it's
You tasted the fancy life.
I guess I did. I don't know if that's the actual oyster that I tasted or just the way it was prepared. But it was really good. And I probably would have
Yeah.
eaten like 10 of them if I could. It was
I would've.
good. It was
Stuff's
really, really good.
expensive.
We got really good food. They also had
Oh, I
steak.
bet.
and chicken skewers and shrimp skewers and got a lot of
Did
good food.
Amber get to go or no?
No. No,
Dang.
it's invite only and no
Ah,
guests.
ah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean, just imagine a man that brings like their whole family.
Right. Yeah.
Or else they could have did like a +1 or something, right?
I wish they did, but yeah, they didn't allow any, so I had to enjoy that by myself. I don't think she would have tried anything they had there anyway.
Does she like seafood?
No, she's vegetarian.
Ah, okay, okay.
So she wouldn't have enjoyed the seafood, the steak, the chicken, the shrimp, nothing. So
Oh, jeez, yeah, that's a lot of meat there.
yeah. I don't know that they had. I'm sure they had veggie food. I just can't remember.
Anyway, okay, so I'm seeing online about Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
$80, right? You said for the digital.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't. What has Nintendo said about it?
I don't know that. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any responses from Nintendo. I just heard the price and everybody's been complaining about it. $80. I don't think it's too excessive for a AAA game. Again, with the way inflation, with inflation at the moment, the way all of these prices are increasing,
Yeah,
and considering that games have been like $50 to $60 for the past, I don't know, 20 years, I don't see the game price increase as bad as the console price increase. I know that might be kind of weird to say,
oh, so
but I think $80 is not that extreme. Do I wish it was cheaper? Yes. Do I think it's...
what if they made? Okay, let me see. Let's say they did say the Switch was $300, and they slapped that $100 extra on the game.
like $100 for the games?
$180 at that point for Mario.
I would
Right.
say it kind of doesn't fit still.
I'm wondering if they offloaded a lot of the pricing onto the console opposed to the game. I think they knew they were pushing boundaries with 80 to 90, and then they have this extra cost that they may need to make up for, and then they slapped it onto the Switch instead, or the console
I guess
itself.
that's a possibility. I don't know. $90 is a little too much.
Yeah. Oh
That-
man,
that-
and it's not even one of those like collector edition things. It's
Exactly,
just-
like-
well, is it? I don't know. Is it?
Well, I guess it depends on the game and what you get with it. I know that there are games that can't be that expensive, but yeah, they're like collectors or like ultimate editions or something.
Right.
But again, for like just normal games, that's a little too much. Again, $80 is like, I can accept it. I wish it was cheaper, but it's like, I guess you're right. If the console wasn't $450 and it was like $300,
Yeah.
I would feel less bad about purchasing an $80 game. But considering the console is that much more, and then I still have to buy an $80 to $90 game, and I like physical copies, I like the actual games.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I hope they do something about it. I hope that they are able to bring down the price. I don't know if that's even a possibility.
I'm torn, because on one side my brain is saying, as a gamer, I'm like, man, that is not fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a price hike
Yeah.
for those that can't afford it. And now that we're increasing it by that much, it's no longer that accessible console, for the kids. The parents would be like, that's way too expensive for a console. At least it was more digestible when it was, the cheaper Switch or the cheaper game. But now that it's this, where it's categorizing itself as one of the Xbox, PlayStation kind of pricing. The other hand,
Mm-hmm.
is as a business, from the business and considering inflation and how long this price has been there, I get it. I see why they do it. And part of me is kind of glad because it will start, hopefully, and this is very optimistic, like reducing the crunch that developers go through, because you have companies that are trying to like squeeze as much output from developers without having a fallback or kind of a price to make up for that crunch, right? For the release dates. Games, the argument about games being more complex and
Yeah.
they're more all blah blah blah. But we're talking about Nintendo here, which I assume isn't. I don't know. I can't assume a Switch game is easier to make than a AAA PlayStation Xbox game. It might be just as complex.
I
But
mean, possible. I understand that. I can get behind that. Like game developers do work pretty hard, and I know that the general public has uh, I don't want to say a bad view, but a less favorable view towards like larger corporations making video games versus
right,
like indie video games, which again I understand because indie games don't have the resources and sometimes they make excellent games. Um, but we also okay, I personally don't know what game developers go through, so if they're gonna deliver an excellent game, then I'm all for it.
right.
Like I guess
The unfortunate part. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna I would just be more willing to pay for that
Right,
price.
right. Like, and once again, I'm being too optimistic here. Like, the reason, not the sole reason, right? The reason for microtransactions was so that they can kind of pay the developers continue development for the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could eliminate microtransactions, and now we're going to be relying on the base price of a game to continue development of a game. But the problem is that, once again, being optimistic, that doesn't mean developers will do that. They'll say, "Oh, we got more money," and we still don't have
Right.
to worry about crunch. Right?
Yeah.
We could still crunch our developers and make more money, which I I wouldn't be surprised if they still did that.
I guess we'll find out soon. I mean, the console's coming out in a couple of weeks. I'm still confused if they're actually going to be on sale in the US or not. Because I can't remember if they said that it's like the pre-order that's not available or just not for sale at the same time, which really sucks.
I guess they said the pre-order won't start till April 9th.
So,
Just to check that, I guess the pre-orders will determine how much money they can potentially make.
so based on what you've heard so far, which is mostly like the
Hmm.
pricing and stuff like that, do you think they'll have a lot of pre-sales in the US?
Um, yeah, yeah.
Is
It's
it
funny because people, as an example with Battlefield, right, or any new AAA game that's coming out, they're saying, "Don't pre-order. Remember, don't pre-order." People will pre-order. There will always be pre-orders,
yeah. Do you pre-order?
right? Heck no, I don't.
Yeah, okay.
That's such a waste of money. There's no benefit to pre-ordering, honestly.
Yeah, what is it? What is pre-ordering? Like
It's just to say,
yeah, like what
I
even
don't
is
know.
it?
Like, I'm trying to imagine when we do pre-order, right? Like concert tickets, you pre-order tickets, right? So
Sure.
you're guaranteed a seat.
Right.
This one pre-order, you're guaranteed a console if you pre-order. But I don't know. I mean, I guess with PS5, right? Remember when the whole
Oh
like
yeah.
scalping thing, that could be it.
Okay. Well, but see,
Limited quantity.
so pre-ordering really is just bringing about another problem. So they're saying let's pre-order so that you're guaranteed a console, But then you get all these scalpers pre-ordering a bunch of these consoles, and then you end up paying more money for them anyway. So
Yeah,
wouldn't it
yeah.
be better to just not pre-order and then just do a normal sale and then have people buy? Maybe not online, maybe have like a limited amount online, but mostly like have people go to the store? Or am I just being too dumb?
I guess it would be the people that don't want to get scalped, they will pre-order, right?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because that just happens with everything. I mean, even concerts. I mean, we buy
Yeah.
tickets, but
yeah.
then scalpers just get a bunch of them and sell them for like, twice the price.
I still can't believe that goes on. I'm surprised that's still a thing,
I know, it should be illegal. Isn't it illegal?
right? I don't know. I don't know. That just seems so annoying.
Yeah.
And the artists don't even get to benefit from that price hike, right?
Yeah. Which is why I think it
The
should
scalper
be illegal.
gets
Yeah.
the money. Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's so dumb. I don't know. I can't remember the last thing I pre-ordered. I mean, aside from like concert tickets. But as far as video games, I think it might have been. Actually, no. I was going to say StarCraft 2 when it came
Oh.
out back in like 2010 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Back when we still had to go and line up at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
I didn't pre-order because I went to the store and I lined up and I was out there in the freezing cold for like 2 hours before we got in. And then I got a collector's edition, which was $80.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
And
And
you
then-
got a statue or something with it, right?
Yeah,
A
it came
collector's
with
item.
it came with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, because I think
Jeez
games were like $40 back then. Like the
yeah. I remember
the
when it was
normal
$40.
games. Good times, man.
Or $20 at one point too.
Yeah.
Like the games that have been out for a while were like $20 and
Mhm.
$40 for like the brand new games.
I remember a long time ago because I was way into Blizzard games. Like I still kind of am, but I wanted to play StarCraft 1, the original, and Diablo 2 with friends, but nobody wanted to buy them. So then I went to GameStop and I bought 2 Diablo 2 copies aside from my own.
Whoa. Okay.
Because they were $20. And it was the whole set. It was Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and Lord of Destruction.
Yeah.
They were $20 each. So $40. I got 2 games and I gave those to friends. And then Walmart would sell StarCraft 1 and Brood War for $10. The disc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still think I have like 2 copies of those because I bought a bunch of them. That's
Nice.
how easy it was.
Nice.
That's how easy
Yeah.
it was.
Right. It's crazy because we're talking about pre-orders of physical copies, but you can pre-order digital items. That's the one that doesn't make sense to me. There's no limits, right? There's no supply shortage with digital
Right,
items, right?
So what you do get, they give you incentives, right? When you pre-order, usually they give you like skins or something.
Sometimes, yeah.
So is that
sometimes,
just to like so that you can
or
like
early access?
you put the skin on and then you're like, look at me, I bought this before it was on sale.
Yeah, bragging rights.
Yeah, for real, you're just getting bragging rights.
Yeah.
But I still don't.
It's like, I guess it's like skins that have like super rare cosmetics, in games, just to say that you had the money.
But that's the thing, is like, isn't it the same price
Yeah.
to pre-order?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, like this is obviously something that I'm not like knowledgeable in.
Me neither.
So if any of you listeners, you do pre-order and you have a reason for it, like a good, I guess it doesn't have to be good. We just want to know your reason. Like why do you pre-order? And what information are we missing? Like, what am I not understanding here? Because
right?
I just don't get it.
Yeah, people who pre-order, who are you people? I want to know who you people are. Why do you pre-order? What is your reasoning?
Blacklisted. Just kidding. No, really, it's just I think it's just a more of a curiosity thing. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know. I don't.
It could, like, I want to imagine that it's just a guy that doesn't go on the internet, right? Maybe doesn't go on Reddit or whatever. Just a guy that plays games when he gets home from work. He sees a pre-order. He's like, all right, I'll buy it. Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
as some way to just like buy something, not necessarily to make a statement or just to stick it to the man, just like just because they saw it there. It's one of those like, like whales. They say the whales, the people that are the really expensive cosmetics in like games.
Mhm.
They're not meant for like regular Joes like us gamers. They're looking for the people that are rich, people that have money to burn. I
Yeah,
wonder if it's one of those people.
maybe. Yeah, I can see that happening. I just
Yeah.
really I'm trying to think back to like Nintendo 64, Xbox, GameCube,
Yeah.
like 25 years ago to 25 to 20 years ago. Like pre-ordering wasn't a thing, was it?
No, I
Like
don't remember.
I guess I don't remember either, but I don't remember it having like pre-orders, but I also don't remember there ever being like a shortage of consoles. So,
Yeah,
and I
right?
and I wonder like, okay, so are these companies releasing a ton of consoles back in the day, but now they don't? Or is it just the fact that there's like double the amount of gamers in the world and production just can't catch up to it? So then they're like, well, let's do pre-sale to see if we even sell what we have, and if we do, then we make more. But if not, then we stop production. Like,
Yeah, I wonder if that's like the case, right? It's like almost like if you would make a YouTube video and engage interest, and then the view count, you put out like a pre-sale preview of a YouTube video, and then you're like, oh, it's only getting 5,000 views. I guess it's not a video worth making, right?
I
If you're like
guess.
if you're a huge YouTuber. So then they're like, okay,
Hmm.
maybe I won't invest my time in making that video.
Okay,
But that's like a wrong metric though, right? Because that's not, you're judging it based on people that are looking for it opposed to the general public that would
well, yeah,
watch
I
it.
think you're right, because I feel like when it comes to gaming consoles, like I think there's a very clear demand for it, and if they've noticed that for previous consoles that they're selling out, then wouldn't you want to just make more because you're gonna sell them anyway?
I
Plus,
know, right?
it's not like it's a 1 day sale. Like it comes out on sale and it's sold out. And it's like, oh well, I guess that's it. Like, no, people buy consoles for years to come. I mean, we still see Nintendo Switches on sale or for sale at stores, and people
Yeah.
still buy them today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't, yeah,
I
I
guess
don't know.
it's just interesting to me. I should have gone into business school.
I'm sure there's some video out there or some article that explains perfectly why businesses do pre-orders.
Mm.
If you people know, please let us put it in the comments because I'm
Send
curious.
the link. Send the link for sure. Like I
Yeah,
would totally
yeah.
watch that, and we can talk about it then. But yeah, so I don't know. When the Switch One came out, I didn't buy it right away, but it wasn't
Hmm.
too long before I did get one. I think I waited not even a year. I think it was maybe like 6 months,
Yeah.
and then I got it. Um, with the Xbox S or Xbox One, I bought it when it came out, like a week later,
You didn't
And
pre-order it?
no, I didn't pre-order it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at Costco and we had enough. We had plenty of stock, so I was able to get one. And same thing when the Xbox S or S1 or whatever, the smaller one, the second edition came out. Um, I didn't. Same thing. I didn't wait too long, but I was like, I want one for the living room and I want one for the bedroom. So I just got the second one. Also because I mostly use it for like streaming these days. Like, yeah, I'll play a video game here and there, but I mean, when the console can do all of your streaming services, and you also have access to gaming, it was just the better option than having to buy like a Roku or something like that. So,
Yeah, no, I agree. Totally agree.
And the thing is, like, I knew that when the Switch 2 came out, I've been a Nintendo guy for ever since I remember, and I don't know. I guess for a while I was like, yeah, when the Switch 2 comes out, like I'll save up some money so I could just buy it. But knowing what I know right now, I don't think I'm gonna get it for a while. I think I'm just gonna whatever.
Which is crazy because they're gonna see a dip, probably a dip in sales, right? But I'm wondering if it's because they're anticipating the dip. The people that they know for sure are gonna buy it regardless of the price, that price hike will cover the people that end up not buying it. So, and it might end up balancing out for them.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. You said the pre-sale starts on April 9th,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but we're not getting it in the US.
Yeah.
So
So you can pre-order it, you can spend money, but not get it.
that'll
So
be
they say June 5th is the release date.
Oh, I see. Okay. I thought it was like actually coming out in April. Like I thought it was like April 20th or something like that.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. It'll be fun to see the sales once it like
Yeah, they say
comes
the
out.
pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start April 9th. And the launch date of June 5th is unchanged. Wow, that's a long time. Almost like a month.
What so does that mean I guess what I'm trying to understand is so the release date is unchanged. Pre-sale is April 9th in the world, but not the US.
Yeah.
But does that
Oh,
does that
yeah.
does that mean that I mean is the Nintendo Switch 2 still going to come out in June 5th in US stores and people will just have to go buy them? Or because there's no pre-sale, does that mean that we're not actually getting it for a while?
I don't know. Yeah. Launch is unchanged. That's crazy. Nintendo, man, I mean, it feels like they have no choice but to do this.
Dang. Well,
I could imagine a lot of people will buy it, like I think in the UK, and then have people ship it to them, to the US.
yeah. Yeah.
There might be a lot of that. That's
Oh
gonna happen.
man. Smuggling Nintendo Switches 2 into
Smuggling.
the US. Dude.
Right? Yeah.
Never
Oh,
thought
man.
I would see that headline, but it's a possibility.
Or yeah, you'd have a bunch of people buy it and then, yeah, sneak it in. I was thinking people would ask other people in other countries to ship it to them for them. But you could have people buying a bulk of it in another place and then try to sneak it into the US.
You could probably buy them in
Wow.
Canada and Mexico and then just drive them
Yeah.
over the border.
Right? And then you'd have like a storefront at the border.
Can you imagine like you get detained at the border and they arrest you for smuggling Nintendo Switch 2?
Oh my gosh, right?
Of all the things, that's what you get arrested for.
It's the Switch.
That's funny. What do you
Oh
think?
man.
Are you interested in Nintendo at all at this point, or do you just stick to PC games?
Should I buy a Switch? Should I join and drink the Kool-Aid, the Switch Kool-Aid? It was interesting because I tried it at Target, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my kid liked it too. So I was like, oh man, and it's really accessible
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the controls, right?
Yeah.
Just have like a joystick and 4 buttons, and then obviously the shoulder buttons. But yeah, it seems like a really good kid console. So yeah, let me know if I should buy one,
It's a good family console.
right?
It's good for couples. You can play that game Cooked Out. Super fun.
Oh yeah, isn't there a new game too? Split Fiction or something like that? A new co-op game.
Ooh, that sounds familiar, actually.
And then there's always that one game, It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. Yeah,
Apparently
that's a
that breaks up
very
couples.
popular. Does it? I know it's a popular game.
It's like the monopoly of couple games.
Takes Two. I know that's been recommended to me multiple times. That's funny. Well, I think you should get it maybe. Let us know. Should we try and get the Nintendo Switch 2? Are you gonna get the Nintendo Switch 2? Or what console do you play on? Let us know. Comment section below. And that's it for today's podcast. It's a short one. I feel like it was a little bit more of a rant on Nintendo prices because why would they do that? Angry fan base right now. But we hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you liked it, please leave a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share this with your nerdy friends. If they have something to say about Nintendo, like I'm sure they would love to comment on our video. Any last words, Gabe?
No, let's see what happens. Let's hope this is a positive direction for the gaming industry. I doubt it, but yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Take care.